Oh, okay. Am I audible to all? Am I audible, Dipali? Amol?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Uh, okay. Today we are going to start our session. Okay. At the last lecture, we have started unit number 3, that is introduction to the JavaScript. So, as everybody know, why we are going to use the JavaScript. JavaScript, it is used to create the dynamic website. By using that, we can communicate with the server. We can transfer the data to the server. We can access the data from the server. Okay, in the syllabus, we are going to see various features of the JavaScript, then various data types, variables, operators, expressions, statements, then array, various methods, DOM object, BOM object, Windows and document, form handling and validation, then object-oriented techniques in JavaScript, class constructor and prototyping, JSON, introduction to the Ajax. All these topics we have to cover in the same unit. Out of that, the previous part we have covered up, and I think up till the expression and statement, all this part we are going to cover. So just for overview the previous topics, like what is JavaScript? As I have told you, it is used to develop the dynamic website. Um, then as everybody knows, every browser is having the engine. With the help of that engine, we can communicate with the server. Okay, so every browser is having the engine, and which is having the different name for the different browser. Then there are various features, like JavaScript is the case sensitive, it is the lightweight, it is the scripting language, it is interpreter based. It's suppose the event handling, then we are going to conduct the decision making, or we are going to execute the decision making structure. We can continue the looping statement, we can execute the controlling statements. Again, JavaScript is having lots of built-in function. With the help of that, we can develop the dynamic website. Likewise, features we have just listed out here. Then basic part we are going to see, that is nothing but the data type in the JavaScript. There are two type of the data type. First one is the primitive data type, and second one is the non-primitive data type. So first, primitive data type, it is the basic data types which we have seen in the C, C++, Java. Up till now, we are going to see it. The primitive data types are the string, number, boolean, null, and undefined. All these are the primitive data types. We are unknown for the next data types like object, date, and array. So it is the non-primitive data type. Non-primitive, that means where we are going to store the data in the bulk or in the mass. Okay, these data types are nothing but the non-primitive data type, and the primitive data type where we are going to store a single value. Okay, now string, in the string variable we can store a single string. Number, where we can store the single number, that may be the positive number, negative number, floating point number. Then minus infinity, infinity, nan type of number. We can store the exponential value also. All these type of values we can store under the number data type. Then boolean, which is having only two values, that is true and false. Null, where we are going to store the null, that means it is not zero, it is just nothing. Okay, it is not zero. Undefined, that means if any of the variable which does not have any of the value, then it is nothing but the undefined variable. Then object, date, and array. Object, where we can store multiple values. Date, where we are going to fetch the system date, or we are going to work on the date. Array, as everybody know, array is store the array, it is used to store multiple values. So here we have a description regarding the same. where we have seen string data type, number data type. Then again where we can store the NaN and infinity and minus infinity values. Likewise, we can display the result. The expression will give the infinity or minus infinity or the NaN value. Then boolean, undefined data type, null data type. Then non-primitive data type, where we are going to learn the object. First data type we will study about the object data type. As every object data type which is having the elements in the form of key and value pair. Okay, that means in the object data type we are going to store the multiple values, but that value, it is nothing but the pair of key and value of that particular key. So with the help of that key we can find out the value of that particular element. Now here we have created the object. The first object is the empty object. We can create the empty object also. Now next object is it is nothing but the person. In this case here, person is the name of your object. Again, object is the data type. That means it is same like a variable. So we have to write here the variable as a variable declaration syntax. Then person is the name of your object is equal to, as I have told you, the object which is having the element in the form of key and value pair. In this case, name is the key and Clark is the value of the key. Then surname is the key and Kent is the value of the key. Then age is the key and 36 is the value of the age key. Okay, likewise we can create here or we can specify the object. We can create here the object. If you want to display the value of the object, we can write here document dot write car dot name. Okay, with the help of dot operator we are going to access the key, and respectively value is going to display on the screen. We have seen it at the time of last lecture. Then array data type, it is same which we have learned in the C language, where we are going to store the different values. But in the JavaScript, in the array we are going to store different type of values. Again, it is having the indexing, where the first element it is having the index of 0. Then second element which is having the index of 1. The indexing method is same like a C language. Here we have an array of the string, where we have the first array whose name is color, and second array whose name is cities, where we are going to store the name of cities. And in the color array we are going to store the color name of the colors, and we are going to display with respect to the index value. Okay, here what we are going to do, document dot write in bracket color of 0. That means we are going to display or we are going to print the color 0th index color from the color array. Okay, then we have to display city of second index. That means Newark, it is going to display, because London is having the index 0, Paris is having the index 1, and Newark is having the index 2. Okay, then function data type, it is additional data type. Function data type, uh, where we have to create the variable which is going to store the value of the function. Whatever value that particular function is going to return, it is stored into the variable. So that type of that particular variable is a function data type. Okay, here we have an example where we have a here variable, that is greeting. Variable greeting is equal to function. Okay, so I'm going to define here the function, opening closing curly bracket, return hello world. So whatever that function is going to return, it is stored into the greeting variable. Now in the after the script, I want to display the type of the variable. So I have to write here document dot write type of greeting. Now greeting is the variable. What is the type of the that greeting variable? Is type function, because we are going to store the value or return value of the function. That's why the type of greeting variable is a function. And I'm going to call the same function with the help of same variable. So I have to call here the function with the help of variable, that is greeting. So with the help of greeting variable, I'm going to call the function. Then date data type, we have seen here. With the help of date object, we are going to create the date. There are four ways to create the date. First one is a new date. Then new date, you can specify what you want exactly: year, month, day, hour, minute, second, milliseconds. Likewise, you can specify the format. Next format, where we have to just display the milliseconds, and the next format where we have to display the date in string format. Likewise, we have to display the string. So here we have a date object. How we are, it is going to create here, where d is equal to new date. Okay, here again, there are various ways where we are going to create the object. So here we have to create the object d, whose constructor is date. In this case, the date is the constructor. By using that, we have to create the object. Okay, so here where d is equal to new date. Now d object is having the current date and time of the system. Now just we have to display it on the screen with the help of paragraph id or document dot get element by id demo dot inner html is equal to d. That means the current date and timing is going to display on the screen. Now we have seen variables. Again, there is no need to specify the data type of the variable. If you want to declare the variable, just you have to write down the keyword where and name of your variable. Okay, then you can assign the value, you can keep the blank, like whatever operations you want to perform, you can perform it. Then identifiers, I think everybody knows the meaning of identifier. Identifiers are nothing but all the names which we are going to give to the programming element, like name of the variable, name of the function, name of the class, name of the constructor, name of the structure. Okay, whatever name we are going to give, it is nothing but the identifiers, or we can say with the help of that identifier we can identify the different programming elements like class, structure, variable, function. Okay, again it is having some rules which we have learned in the C language regarding the variable. Same rules we are going to applicable here for the identifier in the JavaScript. Like every identifier, it should be start from the alphabet. Okay, it should not start from the digit. We can use here the underscore and dollar symbol also. Again, identifiers are the case sensitive, like capital and small letters are different. Then whatever keywords we have in the JavaScript, we cannot use as a identifier. These rules we are going to follow for creating the identifier in the JavaScript. Then we have seen operators. Again, there are various type of operators like arithmetic operator, logical operator, bitwise operator. So just here I have listed here the operator, arithmetic operator, which is having the addition, subtraction, multiplication, exponential, division, mod, increment, decrement. Then assignment operator, where we are going to assign the value. So here various ways by using that we can assign the value. We can solve the expression and then assign the values, like x is equal to y. That means y value is assigned to the x. Then x plus y is equal to x is equal to x plus y. Likewise, we have to perform here the operations. These are nothing but the assignment operator. We have solved it. Then we have a string operator, where we can use plus operator to concatenate two string. Then plus equal to, again it is used to concatenate two string. Then adding string and number, we can add the string and number, but whatever result it is generated, it is nothing but the string. Then comparison operator, it is having equal to operator, but JavaScript, it is gives a more additional facility, like it gives triple equal to. It indicates that it is the equal value as well as equal type. Okay, not equal to, not equal to, that means not equal value, not equal type. Then greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, and ternary operator. Then we have seen the logical operator, and or not. And then type of operator, instance of operator. Then bitwise operator we have seen, like and, or, not, XOR, zero fill left shift, sign right shift, zero fill right shift. Likewise operation. Then we have seen expression and statements. As I have told you, some characteristics is or one feature is there for regarding the JavaScript, that every statement, it should be end with the semicolon. Okay, again they have given some rules like every line should be less than 80 characters, which is easy to understand. We can separate the lines. Now the today's topic is that the javascript function. So today we are going to focus on the function. Up till now we have to finish the revision whatever we have seen in the javascript or in the last lecture. Just we have to focus on now today we are going to focus on the javascript functions. As everybody know what do you mean by function, what is the use of function. Functions are playing very important role in the software development, because whatever code we have to return within a function, we can use it in anywhere, anytime, or any time of attempts we are going to call, or many times we can call that particular function. There is no need to write down that particular functions many times. Okay, just single one time you have to write down the function, and you can call it, you can use it, you can modify it. Likewise, whatever operations you want, you can perform on the function. So function, it is very important terminology regarding the software development. Okay, so javascript function is a block of code designed to perform a particular task. A javascript function is executed when something invoked it or call it. I think these are the basic rules, or these are the basic terms. As everybody know, now you are in B, so you know what is function, how it is going to declare, how it is going to call, how it is going to define. All these steps we are going to follow in the same javascript, which is having little bit corrections. It is not actually the correction, the syntax is little bit different from the other languages, but the concept is same. Here a javascript function syntax. A javascript function is defined with the function keyword followed by a name followed by a parenthesis. Okay, instead of writing the return type of the function, just we are going to use the keyword function, and then name of your function, then opening and closing parenthesis, where we are going to specify the parameters. Function name can contain letter, digit, underscore, and dollar sign. Same rule as the variables. The parenthesis may include parameters named separated by the comma. Again, there is no need to specify the data type of the parameter. Just you have to specify all the parameters, but every parameter should be separated by the comma. The code to be executed by the function is placed inside the curly brackets. It is nothing but the function definition. Here I have a syntax where I'm going to write down the function keyword, the name of your function, then parameter 1, comma parameter 2, comma parameter 3, then opening curly bracket and code which is going to execute when we are going to call the function. Then function parameters are listed inside the parenthesis in the function definition. Function argument are the value received by the function when it is invoked. Okay, function argument, it is nothing but the actual value which we are going to pass to the function definition. Inside the function, the argument, the parameters behave as a local variable. Okay, whatever arguments we are going to pass, or whatever actual value we are going to pass to the function, all these are work as a local variable during the function definition, or inside the function it is work as a local variable. Nowadays, now we have here a simple example regarding the function. So just we have to execute it. So it is going to clear what is mean by function, how it is going to define. Okay, here we have a HTML code, then body tag, then paragraph tag. Okay, so here I have a paragraph tag whose ID is a demo. Because to display the value, we are going to use that paragraph tag. So I'm here to specify the paragraph tag whose ID is the demo. Now in the scripting language, always include your script into the body. So okay, so in the scripting language, we have to define the function. Okay, so what is the function, how it is going to define in the script? I have here the function keyword. Name of my function is my function, so you can change the name of the function. Then p1 and p2 both are the parameters. Okay, then what we are going to execute here, return p1 into p2. That means just we have to perform the multiplication of two numbers, whatever numbers we are going to pass. Now it returns the value like p1 and p2. Okay, so here what happened here, document dot get element by id demo dot inner html. That means whatever function it is going to return, it is going to convert it into the html element, and it is going to print on the screen. Okay, to display the content or display the result, what we are going to write here, document dot get element by id. The id is demo, which is the id, which is the id of paragraph tag, dot inner html is equal to my function. The argument is 4 and 3, or we can say it is the actual value, that is 4 and 3. Now that 4 is copied into the p1 and 3 is copied into the p2. Now what happened here, actually it is nothing but the function call. My function in bracket 4 comma 3, it is nothing but the function call. Whenever the function is going to call, the pointer is, or the control is transfer here. Now here p is having the value 4 and p2 is having the value 3. Now what happened here, return p1 into p3, that is nothing but the 4 into 3, that is 12. Now that 12 is going to transfer here, or it is written, and it is going to display on the screen. And just we have to close the script, close the body, and close the html tag. So we have to specify, we have to execute it. We are going to check what happened here. So we have to name, give a name function. Function.html. We are going to try to execute it. Okay, what they have given here, this example calls a function which we have to specify into the h2 tag. In the before scripting, just it is for the your information, javascript functions which is included into the h2 tag. Then we have written the statement, that is this example calls a function which perform a calculation and return the result, and result is 12, which is going to display on the screen with the help of document element, document object. Okay, in this case, the doc that this document, it is nothing but the object. With the help of that, we are going to display the content or display the result on the screen. Then we have a function, we have here term, that is function return. As now we are going to see what is meant by return, sorry, how it is going to return, how we are going to write down the return statement within a function. So just we have to overlook, briefly overlook the function return. When javascript reaches a return statement, the function will stop executing. Okay, whenever the execution is going on, whenever control get the return statement, it will stop the execution and it will return the value to the called function. Okay, if the function was invoked from a statement, a javascript return to execute the code after invoking the statement. Okay, the function often compute a return value. The return value is returned back to the caller, where we are going to call that particular function. That return value is transferred to that caller function. Okay, caller. So again, here we have a same example where we are going to display the value of x here, where x is equal to, in this case we are going to use here the instead of directly writing the document dot get element by id dot inner html. We have to just fetch the return value into the variable, and then it is going to display. So what happened here, we have here the variable x, where I'm going to call the function my function, and 4 in 3, these are the arguments. Now it is going to transfer to the my function definition. Now a is having the value 4, b is having the value 3. Now return a plus a into b, that is 4 into 3, 12. It is going to store into the x variable, and now it is going to display with the help of document object. Okay. Okay, it is the same example. Now, the next terminology regarding the function is that local variable. I think everybody knows the local variable. Whatever variables we are going to declare within the function definition, these are nothing but the local variables. Okay. After that function closing, or if your function is closed, after that, no one will identify that particular variable, because it is a local for that respective function only. Okay, here we are going to use same concept, where we have to demonstrate how the local variables are there in the JavaScript. Okay, here again we are going to we have a function whose name is my function. Okay, now it is here, it is the definition. Okay, here in the script I have to declare the function my function, opening closing rounded bracket and semicolon. It is the function declaration. Then now I want to define the function. So function my function, opening closing rounded bracket, opening curly bracket. Now I have to create here the variable car name. Now in this case, car name is the local variable for my function only. Okay, after the my function, there is no any identity for the car name. So here I have a variable car name whose value is Volvo. Then document dot I'm just going to display it on the screen with the help of document object. After that, I'm going to close the function. Okay, now the life of that car name variable is going to close, because it is only limited to the function. Okay, after the function, I'm going to try for displaying the same here. The document dot get element by id demo2 dot inner html is equal to type of car name. I want to display the same variable. But it is not going to display the value of the car name, so we have to execute it. Okay, here string Volvo, the name of that particular variable is going to display, and here it is specify the type, that is undefined. Okay, when it is going to show the undefined, when that particular variable does not have any value. Okay, then it is going to show the undefined. Okay, or we are going to try to display the value. What happened? We are going to see. It is not showing. It is undefined. Okay, but it is not going to show the value string or logo, because the life of that variable is within a function only. Okay, it is all about the function, where we are going to see how to declare the function. Whenever you are going to declare the function, just you have to specify the name of function, opening closing rounded bracket and semicolon. If you want to specify the parameters, just you have to specify the parameters like parameter 1, parameter 2. Every parameter should be separated by the comma. Then function definition, where we have to specify the function keyword, then name of your function, then opening closing parenthesis, then opening curly bracket, and you have to define your function. Okay, then we have seen return value, how it is going to return the value. Every function can return the value, and whatever value that function is going to return, it is going to store into the variable, or we can directly display it on the screen, no issue. Then we have seen local variable, the concept of the local variable, where we have to specify if we are going to declare any of the variable within that function, that variable is nothing but the local variable for that function. After the after the function, that particular variable is unknown for other objects. Okay, then javascript object, as we have seen various data types. Okay, object, array, date, function. This, it is nothing but the same concept. Javascript objects, where we are going to create the object, and by using that object we are going to execute various methods. Okay, okay, but everybody know that when we are going to deal with the object, class should be there. Okay, but in the javascript there is no need to create the class. Without class we can create the object, and we can execute the method, we can create the website. Okay, so a javascript object is an entity having the state and behavior. Okay, as I have told, state, it is nothing but the values, and behavior is nothing but the methods. Okay, for example, car, pen, bike, chair, glass, keyboard, monitor, etc. JavaScript is an object-based language. Everything is an object in a JavaScript. Yeah. JavaScript is a template-based, not class-based. Here we don't create a class to get the object, but we direct create object. Okay, as I have told, there is no need to create the class to create the object. It is the template-based language, so we can create our own object. There is no need to create the class. Okay, so there are various methods, or there are three methods by using that we can create the object. First one is the by object literal, by creating instance of object directly, by using an object constructor. Okay, by using that three methods we are going to create the object. So the first method is by object uh, literal, then by creating instance of object directly using new keyword, then by using object constructor we are going to create the object. Okay, now we are going to see the first method, that is JavaScript object by object literal. Okay, without help of literals, we are going to create the object. The syntax of creating object using object literal is given below. object as we have seen it in the data type. Okay, where simply we have to create the object. Okay, and we have to specify the properties. We have to specify the elements in the form of key and value. Okay, as you can see, property and value is separated by the colon. Let us see the simple example of creating object in the JavaScript. Here we have to create the object EMP, which is having the ID, name, and salary. These are the key and respective values we have to specify here. Then we are going to write here document dot write with the help of that document object. We have to display the content on the screen, where we have to specify employee ID, employee name, and employee salary. Likewise, simply here, if you want to create the object with the help of literals, just you have to specify the name of your object. Name is equal to opening curly bracket. You have to specify your all elements. That elements are nothing but the key value pair. Every key and value, it should be separated by comma, and every key value pair, it should be separated by the comma. Okay, so we have to just execute the same code. What result is going to display, we are going to see. Now it is going to display the ID, name, and salary of EMP object. Okay, with the help of dot operator, we are going to access the value with the help of dot operator and key of that respective value. Okay, now the next method is by creating instance of the object. Okay, so with the help of new keyword, we are going to create the instance of the object. So here we have a syntax like a var object name is equal to new object. Okay, in the date concept, we have seen the same syntax, where var date, and we have to create the object with the help of the object. Okay, what we have to write here, var object name is equal to new object, opening closing rounded bracket, and close end with the semicolon. Here new keyword is used to create the object. Let us see the example of creating object directly. So we have to create here one object with the help of object. There is no need to specify any other constructor or any other class. Okay, just you have to specify here only the object, and automatically EMP object is going to create. Okay, here ID Ravi Malik and 50,000, the salary of Ravi Malik. It is going to display again with the help of dot operator and with the help of pair key value. Now here here we have to create here the object whose name is emp with the help of object instance, or we can say it is the instance because the object is not the class, or we can say it is the template. By using that we can create the object emp. Now we have to specify here emp dot id is equal to 101, emp dot name is equal to Ravi Malik, emp dot salary is equal to 50,000, and just we have to display it on the screen with the help of document object. Now, third method is by using the object constructor, we are going to create the object. Okay, to create here the constructor, as everybody know, constructor is nothing but the function, or it is a special function which is going to automatically call whenever we are going to create the object. Now, in this case, what happened here? E is the object which we are going to create here with the help of new keyword of the class, or of the it is not actually the class of the object emp. Okay, now which is having the value 103 Vimal Jaiswal and 30,000. Okay, whenever we are going to create here the object e, automatically that function is going to call function emp id name and salary. Okay, name of your function is, or name of your, actually it is not the function, it is a constructor. Okay, and e is the object of that constructor. Okay, E is the object of EMP constructor. Are you getting it? Here E is the object of EMP constructor. Whenever we are going to create the object, that particular constructor is going to call, and then afterwards we are going to see that this keyword, in this case, that this it is the pointer which is going to point to the E or object. Okay, I think this pointer, everybody knows this pointer. The concept is same here. Now this, it is going to play the role of E object. In this case, this is nothing but the E, which is nothing but the object of EMP constructor. Okay, so here this dot id is equal to id, this dot name is equal to name, this dot salary is equal to salary. So what happened here, whenever I'm writing here e is equal to new emp, that means I'm going to create the object of constructor emp which is having the value 103 Vimal Jaiswal and 30,000. Now 103, it is going to copied into the id, Vimal Jaiswal it is going to copied into the name, and 30,000 it is copied into the salary. Now here this dot id is equal to id. Now id is having the value 103, and this, it is nothing but the object. It is nothing but e dot id is equal to id, e dot name is equal to name, and e dot salary is equal to salary. Okay. Accordingly, we are going to save the values of the e object, and which we are going to display with the help of document object. Okay. So today we have to finish here, or we have to stop here because you have a session. So we have to stop here. Just I'm going to take the attendance.